गुड मॉर्निंग स्टूडेंट्स। आज हम फिर से स्टार्ट करने जा रहे हैं वायरस। मेरे प्रीवियस लेक्चर में मैंने वायरस के बारे में जनरल इंट्रोडक्शन आप लोगों को कल दिया था। आज हम वायरस में पार्ट 2 स्टार्ट करने जा रहे हैं। माई सेल्फ डॉक्टर कृष्णा मिश्रा, एसोसिएट प्रोफेसर, सम्राट पृथ्वीराज चौहान, राजकीय महाविद्यालय अजमेर। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, we will start with the characteristics of viruses. Viruses, they are not free living in nature and they occur only as obligate intracellular parasite. They have only a single kind of nucleic acid, either DNA or RNA. Nucleic acid is a single molecule that is one replicon which may be single or double stranded. The outer shell capsid, it is mostly protein except a few animal viruses where additional polysaccharide are also present. Viruses can be propagated in living culture media only. They contain no metabolic enzymes or protein synthetic mechanism of their own. They use host machinery for synthesis of their protein. They replicate. They do not grow, but their nucleic acid directs the host cell to make various parts of virus and then to assemble these parts into complete infectious particle virions. So these all things we have discussed in my previous lecture. Now we will come with the comparison of size of viruses. Here you can see that E. coli virus, in this diagram it shows the comparison of size of viruses and related structure. The largest circle enclosing the whole represents the diameter of E. coli. This is showing the diameter of E. coli, that is about 1 micrometer. 1 micrometer is equals to 10 to the power 1 is to 10 to the power minus 6 meter होता है. The other organisms are drawn approximate on the same scale. So here we can see that smallest virus is this one, that is the 174 phase virus, which is only 25 nanometer. So we can see the comparative size of viruses in this diagram. Now we will come to the symmetry of viruses. Symmetry of viruses, the negative staining method, it revealed that the viruses fall into 3 main symmetric groups. These are as follow. First of all, we will see that what is negative staining method. Negative staining method in microscopy, negative staining is an established method. It is used in diagnostic microscopic for contrasting a thin specimen with an optical opaque fluid. In this technique, the background is stained, leaving the actual specimen untouched and thus visible. So you can understand now कि नेगेटिव स्टेनिंग मेथड क्या होता है. इसके अंदर बैकग्राउंड जो है उसको स्टेन किया जाता है और जो मटेरियल होता है, जो एक्चुअल स्पेसिमेन होता है, उसको अनटच्ड रख दिया जाता है, जिससे कि वो फिर प्रॉपरली जो है रिफ्लेक्ट होता है, प्रॉपरली दिखाई देता है. तो इसके बेसिस पर सिमेट्री जो है वो 3 तरह की हो सकती है वायरसेस के अंदर: क्यूबिक सिमेट्री, हेलिकल सिमेट्री एंड कॉम्प्लेक्स सिमेट्री. First of all, cubic symmetry. This type of symmetry, it is present in Tupula iridescent virus, which is present in larvae of some insects. It is a typical icosahedron in shape. Second one is adenovirus, which is associated with respiratory diseases in man. Then herpes virus, which is cold sores in man. Polyoma viruses, which cause tumors in rodents. Then termin yellow mosaic virus. Then 174, a bacteriophage on E. coli, and then poliomyelitis virus of man. These are some example of cubic symmetry in viruses. Tubular iridescent virus, it has a shape of regular icosahedron. In an icosahedron, each face is an equilateral triangle. A regular icosahedron is said to have 5-5 symmetry. Here you can see. An adenovirus, it has a cubic symmetry. Each particle is an icosahedron. The electron micrograph shows that the surface of the particle is composed of regularly arranged structural units resembling tiny balls. These balls can be seen on the vertex, faces and edges of an icosahedron. There are 6 balls along each edge and there are 252 surfaces, subunits or capsomeres. Here in adenoviruses we can see that there are 6 balls along each edge. हर एज के अलॉन्ग जो है वो 6 बॉल्स होती हैं और 250 सरफेसेस, सब यूनिट्स और कैप्सोमियर्स जो हैं दे आर प्रेजेंट इन दिस वायरस. Then this herpes virus, it also shows a cubic symmetry exactly like an adenovirus. It has the same external shape also. This one is herpes virus. However, capsomeres of herpes virus, they are unlike those of adenovirus, are elongated, hollow prism, some hexagonals in cross section and they are pentagonal. Here we can see that some units जो है they are hexagonal but others they are pentagonal. Elongated capsomeres, they stand out clearly in profile at the periphery of the virus. The virus, it has an envelope. There are 162 capsomeres in each particle, 12 pentagonal and 150 hexagonal prism. So this one is the herpes virus. Now polyoma virus, it is smaller than herpes virus with fewer capsomeres. If examined by shadowing technique, particles appears to be spherical. However, negative staining, it shows a cubic symmetry. The shell is composed of 42 capsomeres, 12 pentagonal prism at the corners of an icosahedron and 30 hexagonal prism on the 30 edges. The 20 faces have no capsomeres of their own, which help to explain the nearly spherical appearance of the viruses. Okay. Now turnip yellow mosaic virus, it is an electron microscope, also appears to have 32 capsomeres arranged in a cubic symmetry. In X-ray diffraction picture, there appears 60 capsomeres and that possibly combine in some way to give the appearance of only 32 subunits when the particle is seen under an electron microscope. High resolution electron microscope shows that structures originally identified as capsomeres, they are indeed composed of still smaller subunits. It has been shown in phage viruses. It has been intensively studied because it contains an unusual single-stranded form of DNA. When first examined under electron microscope, this virus appeared to have a shell of 12 spherical capsomeres in an icosahedral symmetry. This is the minimum number needed for an icosahedron. Later it was shown that each capsomere is formed from 5 subunits, but since each capsomere may be shared with a neighbor, the total number of subunits is 30. If they are not shared, then each capsomere has 5 subunits only. Arranged in a ring-like structure, the total would be 60 and shape of the particle would be that of dodecahedron, 12 faces polyhedron. Here you can see the structure is arranged like this. Now second symmetry, it is helical symmetry. Examples of helical symmetry, it is tobacco mosaic viruses, TMV of plants. In animal viruses, influenza and myxoviruses, they show helical symmetry. Newcastle diseases, that is respiratory diseases in fowl, then fowl plague and Sendai diseases viruses. These are the some examples of helical symmetry. Here you can see the structure of virus which have helical symmetry. The best known member of this group is tobacco mosaic virus. Its helical structure was originally inferred from X-ray diffraction data. These data, coupled with evidence from other physical and chemical studies, could provide a detailed architecture of the viral particle. The capsomeres are elongated structure and they are arranged in a helical manner. Approximately 16 capsomere form one turn of a helix. The subunits projects from central axial hole that runs the entire length. So in this one turn, it includes 16 capsomere units. So 16 capsomere units, they forms one turn of a helix that runs of entire length of the virus. The nucleic acid does not occupy the whole, but it deeply embedded in the protein subunit and describe a helix of its own. The virus composed of 2130 identical protein subunits, each being a large molecule of 168 amino acid. So here you can say that the nucleic acid, it deeply embedded in the protein subunit. Nucleic acid, it is embedded in the protein subunits and describe the helix of its own. Until recently, helical symmetry, it was observed only in plant viruses. Now it has also been seen in complex animal viruses that are members of influenza or myxovirus group. The group include the viruses of mumps, Newcastle diseases, fowl plague and Sendai diseases. Electron micrograph produced by shadow casting showed that various shapes of these viruses, some are roughly spherical, some filamentous and others complex or irregular. The section of purified virus, it shows an internal component in the form of a ring-like structure which is surrounded by an outer membrane. Negative staining method, it showed that the internal components or capsid has the same dimension and appearance as the rod of TMV but is more complex. But it is more flexible. For instance, in mumps virus, helical capsids forms coils or loops after being released. The particles of influenza and fowl plague are structurally more compact than the mumps virus, and unless subjected to special chemical treatments, they are rarely observed releasing their internal components. The envelope of influenza and fowl plague viruses, they carry functional surface projection which called spikes. The spikes contains the enzymes neuraminidase which interact with the cell membrane during attachment to the cell. Influenza, measles and mumps viruses possesses these enzymes. Here you can see the projection which are spikes. These are the spikes. Another enzyme of spikes, hemagglutinin, it allow viruses to agglutinate or clump red blood cells. That is why the enzymes owes its name. Polioviruses and adenoviruses as well as influenza, measles and mumps viruses, they have this property. If these viruses are treated with other The internal helix is released and it can be separated from hemagglutinin in a centrifuge. The inner component is of smaller diameter than that of the virus of mumps, Newcastle diseases and Sendai diseases. A possible arrangement of the component in a typical myxovirus, it shows in following figure. This figure is showing the typical structure which is including components. Now next we will start with the third symmetry, that is complex symmetry. I will include in my next lecture. Thanks.